Aloha, this is Hope Johnson with Wisdom Dialogues. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to everyone who's joining. Right now, Lori is on with me, and she would like to speak with me, and this is always super fun, so let's go, Lori.
Okay. All right. So, in the past week, there's been some strange, like deep aching in the bones.
Awesome. Like where about?
The biggest, the most concentrated is in the legs, starting
Okay.
from um, femur right through the tibia. My knees don't feel, I don't really feel it in my knees, but literally the bones. It's not my muscles. The muscles are fine. What the frig? Sometimes I feel it in my hands and shoulders, but the most
Okay.
lately it has literally been concentrated in my legs this week. Since Sunday, it's major concentrated in the legs.
Sweet. Does
What?
it feel a little bit good or just mostly painful?
Uh,
Like when you pay attention to it and you feel the sensations of it, can you feel it? Does it feel like a little bit pleasurable? Do you feel something like that?
no pleasurable.
Not
I'm
at all.
noticing. I'm noticing that the mind is really resisting. So I know that that's making it worse. But it does seem like when I'm really calm that and really focusing on it, it's not constant. It's
Yeah.
coming and going, coming and going. It's
Mhm.
like moving.
Okay, neat.
What the frig?
All it is, anything like that, all it is it's a there can't be anything that's not a projection of the mind. That's the thing. And
Right.
all it's asking for is your attention. So, if you give attention to the sensations and you're not running around in the mind about worry things and, bullshit.
Right. Okay, okay, so what happened at first was, oh my God, here I am finally understanding life and myself or whatever, and I'm getting bone cancer.
Oh, that's rad. That's a good one.
I know. I actually laughed when I heard that one.
That
When
is
I
good.
literally heard it in my head, I
Yeah.
was like, really?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I love that when you can just it's almost like you're hearing it from someone in the room
Yes.
sometimes.
Oh my God,
In
yes.
thought.
Definitely. That's exactly what it's like. Like somebody
Yeah.
else said it.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
I was like,
I started going, who there? I'm like, who there? Like, who's talking to me?
yeah, yeah.
And I hear,
So
hey, who do you think you're talking to?
so it's basically just focusing, watching it,
Yeah.
feeling it,
And
not
watching all the thoughts because the thoughts that come up justify it. Oh, it must be bone cancer. That justifies it. No wonder I'm feeling this pain. It must be bone cancer.
so
So that's all
laughable.
the thoughts are doing. Or you deserve this, Lori, because whatever you did that messed up your bone, like some people will look into it and find out, oh, I see how I messed up my bones.
Oh, it's so strange that it's not going away. It's it's just got to run its course, I guess.
That's how everything is.
Yeah.
But you know what? And then it's really big to recognize too that it doesn't have to run any course because it's always a projection of the mind. So any kind of healing can be affected in any instant. It's just
Mm.
in the instant there's remembrance, there's instant healing. It's a perception.
So so it can be an instant healing if
Mhm.
it's figured out why.
Well, it's not so much. It's not anything figured out why. There's just it's like it's called a revelation. That's what I call it. A revelation. It's like all of a sudden fear is gone because all pain is fear. All of a sudden fear is gone, so your mind cannot project pain.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can play with that and notice it in your body. Like for instance, like I've been experiencing nausea for months, and I finally found out I'm pregnant. so that, so
Are
that
you kidding
so that's
me?
pretty funny. But yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Seriously gonna have a baby.
It looks like it, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that would be the worst thing if that happened. I haven't had a period in 6 months.
Sweet. That's what I thought was happening to me too. But actually, I was pregnant.
Oh my God, you're making me sweat all over. That better
That's
not be
funny.
the truth. Oh, that's
Well,
not funny.
okay. By your resistance to it,
Yes.
you are attracting a material reflection that shows you the effect of that thought.
Whoa, wait a minute. So, what?
Yeah. So
Say-
so see what's going on in your body when you say how terrible that would be?
Yes,
What's going on in your body
yes.
is is a feeling of resistance, and whatever you're resisting, you're attracting. It's feeling. Okay. And if you are willing to sense that feeling instead of believe in, that's a belief that it would be terrible. That's a judgment.
Oh,
And so there's a feeling that goes along with that. Okay. Nothing
uh,
terrible.
it would be an incredible sadness to go along with that.
Well, awesome.
I am 50, going to be 53 years old. Oh my
And
God.
that's complete bullshit. That's only a play. You only tell people that when they ask you your name for something that has to do with part of the play, but that's not actually true. You are immortal. You are
Oh,
totally immortal, and your body is only projected by your mind.
oh, jeez.
So is your whole life.
Oh my God, Hope. You know, I can see that at times and other times. Did you see the fear? Could you tell the fear? If this is
Uh-huh.
true, I'm gonna.
Yeah. 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 Isn't
Oh
that
my
cute?
God. No, no.
Oh, I have to tell you this. Paul said he wants to be your baby's godfather. So there you go.
Stop.
You got
Paul, it's not funny. Oh, jeez.
it?
Oh, God. Okay. So
So
it's
this
all
has
a
nothing to do
projection.
with having a baby. All it has to do with is your attraction to that feeling.
My
The baby thing
attraction
is just made up. Yeah, your attraction to that feeling. Yeah, there's an addiction to that feeling.
to that feeling of fear.
Oh, that would be so bad. That would be so sad, that feeling.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
you just.
hooray
Oh, hooray, what?
for whatever. It's all a projection of your mind. That's why. And the mind is all powerful. Everything that you're seeing is a projection of your mind. Everything that you're experiencing, everything. So
Is
what is there to be afraid of? There's nothing to be afraid of.
so even if it's a projection of what's happening, that still could be. Why wouldn't that be fearful?
What? You want me to tell you why it wouldn't be fearful? I just told you you're all powerful and the mind and it's your mind projecting your reality. Your
Okay,
quote unquote
so
reality.
it might be projecting that there's a baby coming.
Well, go pee on a stick and let us know.
Oh my God, that's making me sick to my stomach right now.
Great. That's perfect.
That's I am so in this. Holy Jesus. I I guess I'm so in it I can't see straight.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that too. A little blurred vision.
So you're not okay, so you have this dream, this projection that you're going to have a baby now.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
And
It doesn't matter what it is on the surface. There's just a complete trust that whatever it is a blessing because it's like there's a willingness to allow blessings by not resisting stuff.
oh,
So I know blessings are coming. They can't help but come. And basically they come when you be a blessing. And being a blessing, all it has to do with is not re-believing these things that project for not a blessing, not re-believing them. When you see that come up, you could feel how it feels, so you can tell immediately that it's untrue. Are you willing to see that it's untrue? That's the only question. That's where the choice is, right there. Are you going to keep on believing that that would be sad? Nothing is sad. It's not sad if you had an abortion either. All you're doing is watching a projection on a movie screen. You're not doing shit.
oh my God, you don't know how much I want to get that.
You're not doing anything. You're not even, if you're pregnant, you're not really pregnant. You're not really having a baby. You're watching that projection with
What?
consciousness, with a conscious mind. You're watching that projection on a movie screen, and the projector is in another room. But that's your subconscious mind. So as it's projecting something is fearful, you can check that and go, oh, that must not be true, even though it might feel true right now. It's kind of like you can ask for guidance and show me how that's not true. But most people wouldn't ask for guidance because they want to hang on to their resistance because it's a good addictive feeling in some respect. Yeah.
I wouldn't. Good. Or is it just
Well, it gives you identity.
familiar?
Yeah,
Yes,
familiar, and it gives you identity.
keeps
It
the idea
identifies who you are. You're that girl who doesn't want to get pregnant.
right. It's just another one of those stories
Yes.
that keeps
Yes.
Lori right here.
Right. Well, it's all your identity comes in the form of resistance. All of your personhood comes in the form of resistance. That's what you're identified by. She needs to have this, or she needs to have this, or she'll be unhappy, and then gosh, if that happened, she'd be really sad.
Oh my God.
It makes up the personality. It's not true.
It's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I feel overwhelmed.
Overwhelm is awesome. That's like Abraham Hicks would put it. What do they say? They have a vibratory scale. That would be much higher on the vibratory scale than flat out fear and sadness.
That's true. It would be higher for sure.
Overwhelmed is how that is.
Yeah.
It's like you're already vibrating at a higher rate just by your acceptance of it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Fun, huh? See how fun it is?
I want it to be fun, but it's just not there yet.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
worries. No worries. And enjoy the unfolding. It's like a beautiful flower coming into bloom. Look at it like that.
Yeah. But
enjoy the unfolding.
Even if she's pregnant.
Yeah, exactly. Even if she's pregnant. Isn't that fun? whatever happens, you just care for her. You love her and care for her. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I love you.
I love you too. Thank you.
Yeah. Aloha. Whoa, there's lots of hands going up. You guys are fun. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to look at this one from my beautiful friend Sativa. Yay. Raise your hand if you'd like to talk with me about it, okay? Otherwise, I'll read it and I'll address it. Why do I fluctuate between polygamy and monogamy? I feel as if when I decide what I want, my mind changes again. You're so sweet. You're fun. Thank you. I can't seem to be satisfied with one idea or the other, and I'm afraid I won't ever be able to hold a relationship because I am not sure of what I want. Great. This is awesome. Okay. You don't fluctuate between polygamy and monogamy. You are watching a fluctuation happen. That's the part where we get caught up. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with however you seem to operate, because that's not you operating. That's the subconscious mind operating. Just like love it up, whatever it is. Recognize it and love it up. Oh, back to that. Oh, back to that. And it's, if someone in your experience feels irritated with you because of that or anything like that, love it up. Love them up. That's it. That's it. Just love them up. They want to tell you how they're feeling about it. They want to come and say, hey, this really is like this to me. Listen. Listen with all your body. Open. Be open to whatever energy is expressing. Listen deeply. And you'll come to understand that it doesn't matter what's occurring on the screen. This is the subconscious mind being played out. The more everything is loved, the more the subconscious mind just works out anything that's not of love. Okay? So there's nothing you have to do to try to change you or anything like that. Just recognize that that is not you fluctuating. The fluctuations are part of the play. Okay? I feel as if when I decide what I want, my mind changes again. You do not want. You do not want. You are witnessing, once again, a character on the screen of consciousness who has wants. It's not a problem. That's okay. All there is to do is recognize that. But it's like you're identifying with it. You're identifying with an object in consciousness and saying, I decide what I want. And then it becomes a problem. You're only watching. You're only watching. But when you identify as the thing on the screen that you're watching, then you attack it, basically. There's no love for it. That one that seems to be who you are is not who you are, but that one that seems to be who you are is sort of like your own bride, like that. And it's like there's it's like all there is to do is love that partner of yours. Say partner of yours in this dream. Be like that. It's taking a completely different, I guess, role in it. I mean, that's one way to say it. It's like it's like you're the absolute, and this that you perceive as an individual self, your individual self, is your own projection based on what you believe. All it needs is love. Okay. So this is attacking it when you're saying, I feel as if I decide what I want. My mind changes again, as if something is wrong with that. So it's kind of like saying, hey, you're doing it wrong, to a reflection. Say, hey, you're doing it wrong. So when it seems like you're doing it wrong and you're saying you're doing it wrong, that also registers in the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind makes more instances where you would feel like you're doing it wrong. Not good enough. Not good enough, again and again. Okay? I can't seem to be satisfied with one idea or the other. Yeah, you can't because you think it's yours. Okay? Think it's your idea. Not. You have no power or control over what you like. So, you know, identifying as the one who has to make a decision here is going to make conflict around that. And make it seem like a conflicted thing. You're watching decisions being made. You're not actually making the decisions. Okay? Just love up any decision that it happens to be. And love up everyone around, everyone that it affects. And, you know, your mind will learn automatically. Your mind will purify automatically. I won't ever be able to hold a relationship because I'm not sure of what I want. So, yeah, it's like you're just looking for punishment with that one. You believe that when it comes up, it says, I won't ever be able to hold a relationship because I'm not sure of what I want. That is a story that you made up, okay? That's a story you made up. That's it. Like it would be impossible to meet a dude that would just hang out with you, whether you're only with him or you're with other dudes. Like it would be impossible to meet a guy who would totally go for that and also be 100% totally focused on you and not want any other chicks. Anything is possible. But this is very limiting. I won't ever be able to hold a relationship because I'm not sure what I want. Well, I guess you won't then. If you believe that one, that's the way that works. Okay? It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Let me know if you would like anything on that. Oh, you're done. Okay, I love you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. The awesome, awesome questions. Really awesome. Thank you. It's fun. All right. I'm going to Paul. How fun.
I hope. Hi there.
Aloha. Yay.
Congratulations on your pregnancy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's super
awesome.
fun. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. When we found out, we were like, what? How? Like, we didn't even think that was that. That's why I found out kind of late, because I didn't really think to go, am I pregnant? You know? So, yeah, that's fun.
Right on.
Yeah, and you know what? I meant to tell Lori about this, but she's still listening anyways. Maybe a couple weeks ago or something like that, I brought up like, yeah, I've been feeling nauseous lately, and I started talking about the nauseousness, and at that point I didn't know why. Isn't that funny? But the why, you know, the why, let me just clarify this. The why is always also a projection of the mind. So, you know, what I'm saying is that it's not necessary for me to have morning sickness or the nauseous feeling. What I'm saying is that the nauseous feeling is a projection of unconscious beliefs in my mind. Okay. So it's not like oh, this is happening. You know, one belief is, oh, this is happening because the body needs to protect the baby and you need to get rest and stuff like that. So then that gives a reason for it. It makes it valid. And so it's like something that's just projected in.
Then you see the possibility that's not necessary. You don't have to have it. And if you're okay with having it,
yeah,
you don't have to have it.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like as it arises from time to time, you know, it kind of comes like waves. As it arises from time to time, there's just like a being with it, and also recognizing that it's not what it seems. What I see happening is a lot of delusional thoughts about being attacked from something, by your body, by the world, different things. And whenever one of those thoughts comes up, I have an opportunity to transmute it, which is really awesome. Do you know what I mean?
You sit with it and you feel it, how it plays out in your body, and you just are with it, and it transmutes, right?
Yeah, it's like one example is the other night I all of a sudden got a really strong dose of it. I got real shaky and I felt like I had the flu, like it just hit suddenly like that. And my husband said that one belief about, well, yeah, the body it needs to do this to protect the baby. And I just go, you know what? That is complete bullshit. And then we started having a conversation about it. He started asking me questions about it and stuff. And at the end of that conversation, that feeling was gone. And not only was that feeling gone, but I sensed so many sensations of just like love and acceptance and appreciation in my body. And just like went to bed in such complete bliss and just had a beautiful rest. It's like I just called it out in the middle of it being really intense and it just stopped.
So in the conversation you were talking about, you're questioning it, you're looking for possibilities where that didn't have to be true.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, you know what, that is complete bullshit. And he's like, well, don't you see that's what's happening? And I go, yeah, but everything that I see, I already made out of belief. So why am I going to re-believe it? See, we believe what we observe. We believe that whatever we observe in the world is actually true when we actually made it up out of beliefs.
Double. That's why I say
Yeah.
it came out of my subconscious. I'm seeing it, and now I believe in the image.
Now I believe in it. That's the same thing Jesus was talking about when he said, don't have idols before God. It's believing in these images that we're projecting.
So you see
Instead of God's love.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was done.
Oh.
Yay.
Right. And that deepens the thinking. You see the idol, and then you say, cool idol.
Yeah.
And you get all into the idol, and now you're like, I think that's what I was. I think that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
Like I've had a time in the last few weeks where I'm buying into stuff and I'm feeling sorry for myself. I didn't realize like it was self-pity and stuff. I'm just thinking things, this is hard, and that's hard, and I get kind of bummed out, but it's getting knots in my gut. And then I just kind of started seeing, so okay, that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah.
Is that true? That's not true. And it started to release, and it started to get better. So it kind of goes, and sometimes it goes like, sometimes in my life, like I know in November, December, that's when I just felt like everything was really, really hard. And what came out of that is actually I learned to be with crying and tears without pain around it. So I think I needed that intensity, that darkness to get me there. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Always notice that, because see, there becomes to be an addiction to darkness so that you can have this experience of light. Just notice that the darkness and light are happening. That's all. But see, everything that's a belief is false. Everything is. So something like that would also stimulate the subconscious mind to keep on producing those kinds of experiences and images. If you think they're valuable, like that.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's a little bit. Oh, my phone's ringing. I just turn it off. It seemed confusing because right after that time, I was able to be with feeling, and actually, because up to that point, I could never really have tears.
Okay.
And now, after that experience, now they flow, and I can have them. And I can cry, and it's so much easier, and it's such a gift. And that never happened before this dark, challenging couple months. And so it's confusing because it looks like that's what did it.
Yeah, well, you are the gift. That didn't have to do anything. That didn't do anything. It was neutral. You are the gift. And you can give yourself that gift anytime you like. It doesn't have to be a darkness situation for you.
Okay.
You can give that gift right in the light, too.
So you're saying it's important to be really able to be with what we're feeling and our emotions and in our body, because that's how we're with it, and that's the start of transmuting it. So what if someone doesn't have, like, some emotions, you know, I think some people are closer to them than others, and I've not been close to them. Things like anger, I've never really experienced. Like, and especially like the sadness, and so I'm kind of learning to be with those.
Nice.
So you're saying I don't need the challenging experience for that to happen?
No, you don't. No, absolutely not. It's not necessary. That's made up.
That's made up. That's kind of like re-believing something, or
yes.
That's added. That's like added, not needed. I can learn how to be with anger, learn how to be with tears and sadness, without self-pity, without all the knots in the stomach, without going through a dark time.
Exactly. Because you can just, all you have to do is look at what's coming up. Right in this instant. There's no past and future about it. There isn't any past and future. You know, it's fun. I heard someone put it last night. His name is Joe Dispenza, and this is a really fun way of putting it. He said the way that people view it is with time and space is that there's this space that's a landscape, and then time is traveling through space. But really, time is the landscape. Time is the landscape, and it's space that's moving through time. So it's like there's no past and there's no future. Everything is happening right now, right in this instant. And that's why any kind of healing that we have, any kind of mind healing that happens, affects all the times that we made up, the different times, all the different lifetimes, all the different everything. It's all across all dimensions.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's really interesting. There's no such thing as time. So if you take that out of it, then you're just right now recognizing what is not necessary, basically, for your experience. Like the thought about, I need these challenges so that I can get to the light.
Right. It's like, lighten up, dude. You don't need that.
Yeah, you could even just say, you know, show me how that's not true. It just creates an opening.
Right. Okay, so learning to be with emotions can be easy and light and effortless.
Yes, that's right.
So somebody doesn't have to have a dark, challenging period.
No.
In their life, and if they do, great. And if they don't, great. And it's totally optional.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Basically, you get what you need to see what needs to be seen. So if there's, you know, if there's a willingness to be purified, it goes easier. And by willingness to be purified, what I mean is there is a willingness to see through these thoughts that you identify with as true.
Right, let go of that clinging to the thought.
Yeah, you can't really let go. You can only see. So that's why I say, you know, if you ask, you will receive guidance. If you say, show me how this isn't true, you will receive guidance. Okay? All you have to do is be open to it. Okay?
So I could be walking down the street saying, show me, show me, show me, show me, show me, but deep down, don't show me.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, it's
right.
honest,
Well, yeah, it's got to be from the heart. It's got to be from the heart.
I think I was doing that the other day. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And even just notice your resistance. There's nothing wrong with anything you perceive on the screen of consciousness. You're just there as the, as the all-loving witness of it. So it's like, people say, just be yourself, the all-loving witness of it, and then you're not resisting anything, and you're letting everything be love, and everything is much smoother than a lot of people ever imagined. I know for me, it's like that.
That's totally cool. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you too. I appreciate you so much. Yay.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, and we have Yulia. How fun, Yulia. Turn your mic on. Aloha, Yulia.
Aloha, Hope. It's such a transcendent experience sitting here and listening to all of this.
How awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Me too.
But then going back to life.
Well, you don't go anywhere though. All that goes on is you just take on that image again. And if you look at it, the thoughts are coming in really fast to try to define you. There's like a quicker rushed energy. Let's say a rushed energy inside to define Yulia. And if you're willing to see that instead of pretend that life is doing something to you, it'll be shown to you how it's actually being projected from your own body's energy field.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so good that these sessions are recorded, because I guess this whole rushing of thoughts happens so quickly. I just listened to last week's recording and I realized how I was about to ask all those same things.
Oh, fun. Yes.
And, wait a minute, I already heard all the answers.
Yeah.
But then I discovered one thing where I didn't hear a question you asked or a comment you made, or I didn't hear it quite right.
Okay.
And so that kind of caught my attention.
All
I was
right.
talking about, changing a particular situation in my life, how it bugs me, how badly I want it to change, how I fear things, all the usual stuff. And I think you asked me something like, how would you feel if that did change, or if that did happen, or what would you do, or something? And I didn't hear it right. But when I heard that right, I thought, wait a minute, that is interesting.
Yeah, how would you be if you weren't
that? And it seems like there's some sort of key to things there.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that because you're used to feeling a certain way, like, oh no, I want this so bad, and then there's this some kind of subversive energy behind it, right? When you want something so bad that keeps throwing it off. Yeah. Or if you do get it, it makes it unsatisfactory, or it does happen that way. Because I always think, I've gotten what I wanted in life plenty of times, million of times. And every time it turned out to be not all it, not that I ended up not wanting it. At some point, or giving that up, or being burdened by it.
Yes, exactly. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. As long as you worship your own wants, that's how it goes.
Yeah. But then I was thinking, this whole theory behind the law of attraction, and this whole book called The Secret, which always annoyed me. Annoyed me because it's all set towards getting a particular desire fulfilled, right? Which to me is always tied to anxiety, even if it's unconscious. But then they talk there, I think, about acting as if you already have something that you want. So maybe there's some truth or some reality to that. That's what you were saying, like, how would you feel if you had it? Like, wait a minute, there's that thing, where you're constantly chasing something, and you never think of what is it that you're chasing?
Yes. Yeah, well, you already have it. You have everything. Everything is within you. Everything is projected out of your own mind.
Mm-hmm.
So to know that and to feel that, you know, it's like how can't awesome things come to you? Because you're vibrating at that frequency with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's all just the vibration that's being sent out. It's immediately, it doesn't really get sent out. It seems like it's getting sent out, but it's not really getting sent out. I said before that these projections never leave their source. So it's not like they go anywhere. It only seems like they do.
Well, everything is kind of the source, right?
Sure, yeah. It's like well. Here's what I mean by that, though. Every energy body is like the whole universe in one. Okay, every energy body is like the whole universe in one. So it's like when that energy body is emanating a feeling of love, it's also emanating it for itself. So the energy body is lightening up. It's vibrating at a more joyful frequency. Let's put it that way. Okay, and that just automatically attracts its like. That's how everything is attracted to each other. You can see that in relationships where, you know, people, it's like, oh, no wonder they need to be attracted to each other. They're playing out this pattern with each other, and that's always what's going on. It's like there's always it's all patterns. It's all patterns coming together. So when you're sending out, I want this, and there's an identification with the one who wants, and as if you actually want what you think you want, then that gets attracted to you, but it becomes, like you said, a burden or not right or not enough, and you know, it's just because the focus is on getting something externally and nothing external exists.
Okay, one more question then.
Okay.
We're talking about, or maybe two, a lot about the, you know, watching how things play out in your body, in your energy field, emotions. Yeah. For the longest time, I've been getting these things where you wake up feeling icky emotionally.
Good. Okay, great.
Or it used to happen at night, where I would wake up in the middle of the night, and you know, it's better now, but back in the days, it used to be excruciating, just
okay,
an unbearable sadness for no particular reason. Just this existence sucks, you know. Yeah. This kind of thing.
I know what you mean. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
What do you do with that? It seems to be so abysmal when it happens. That
sure.
Yeah. That like, well, you accept it. Yeah, I know that. But even when you seem to accept it, it's not like it changes much. I mean, it kind of dissipates at some point sometimes. Not sometimes, it usually dissipates. Or sometimes you get distracted. But it just comes back.
Yeah, well, it needs to be felt and recognized as untrue. Through feeling, you can recognize it as untrue. You could ask for, let me see how this is not true. Whatever thoughts created this feeling, let me see how they're not true.
You can't identify any particular thoughts, or they kind of like you start looking for them.
Exactly. That's what happens. Yep, you got it. Yep, that's it. You get a feeling, and your mind starts looking for why that feeling there.
Yeah, it all sucks, but what exactly sucks? Let me see.
Right. Let me see what sucks. Let me find out what sucks, so I have justification for feeling like this.
Yes.
It's cute. It's really cute. You know, for me, I started to notice that every kind of feeling like that, what it was, and then I started to notice, wow, I'm feeling yucky a lot, really a lot. You know, I'd just be standing in the kitchen, like making dinner, and feeling this yucky feeling, and I started to experience it as energy. I would just kind of like take a deep breath and be like that. And my husband would be like, "Are you okay?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, a really intense energy is just happening right now." Whereas what it used to be is like, "No, I'm not okay," and start complaining about what's going on.
Yeah.
When
I've
I
had
saw
it
it
plenty-
energy, it's different.
I've had it plenty of times where there really was nothing to complain about, and it
Yes.
just couldn't go, you know?
Right. And so you're just you just experience it then as a passing wave. And that's what happened for me. I would experience it as a passing wave, and I wasn't interested in going to the mind to justify why that feeling was there. I was only interested in experiencing the wave.
I just got an idea. It's like the weather, I guess.
Yeah, yep, that's exactly it. And I've heard it being called clouds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Maybe it needs a creative outlet, you know, create dark art or something.
Yeah, and there's nothing that you need. There's nothing that you need. There's nothing that can happen in the future. That's why. There's nothing that you need. Right now you have everything you need.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you ride those waves. You end up riding those waves. So it's like they're welcome to come.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're welcome to come, number one, they don't come as often. Number two, they get easier and easier to see through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And there's no reason to get disappointed if you're not riding the waves, you're sinking under them even for days at a time. Just your willingness to see will guide you.
It's a hurricane, right, or something.
Yeah, yeah. That's your free will, though, to believe these hurricane thoughts or open up to what's true.
I mean, experiencing it as an energy or as weather, you could experience it as just a big weather system.
Yeah, or you can pretend that you're feeling like this because of something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
One more thing. We were constantly talking about how, you know, nothing that we put into our body, no foods cause anything, you know, pregnancy doesn't cause morning sickness and all that.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, we have the entire body of, you know, physics and biology and chemistry and medical science. And, you know, if I eat cakes all day, I'll probably get fat because it's going to be high calorie food or things like that, you know. Or even if I don't know that pregnancy causes, you know, nausea and don't think about it, I don't know I'm pregnant, I'll get nauseous, which, also happened to me. Like you were talking about it, and I thought, I had 2 pregnancies. I didn't have any morning sickness in the first one, and the second one I didn't know I was pregnant, and I thought I was dying because I was so sick until I found out I was pregnant. So the point is, how is it all possible then? Is it because our collective consciousness is
You've asked this before too.
these kind of work the same way for many people and in many situations, and that's why it's possible to have the chemistry and biology and physics and describe like phenomenon, right? And people sort of agree on them. But is it then if it's our then I'm thinking if it's our collective mind projecting all of it the way it is, then it's super powerful. There's like
it's all powerful.
We live here on this plane in this body. How could we possibly have much freedom of that? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know, that's also another thought. The mind is all powerful, but it's your mind. So if you understand the order, it's like you are the one who the mind listens to, and you have a choice to follow one teacher or the other, love or fear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The mind listens to you, though. You're the one who decides. You're the one who decides whether it's love or fear.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you don't know that there's a belief in the subconscious mind that about pregnancy and morning sickness, that's not it anyways. Okay? That belief cannot affect you unless there is guilt in your energy field. The belief cannot affect you. Okay, and your energy field is basically the subconscious mind.
What about things that seem to universally be true? Like, you know, we talked about poisons, right? And then same thing. I was thinking, well, medications, drugs, or powerful drugs that are addictive, or you know, whatever. There could be many other examples. Radiation. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah. So if you recognize that it's only guilt in the subconscious mind that would be projecting anything like that, that alone, it encourages, or you could say it opens the way for healing.
Mhm.
You're just willing to see that. But see, right now you have a lot of arguments about it. You have a lot of, like, you're talking about science and stuff like that. Science is also a projection of the mind.
Collective mind.
Well, it's the, yeah, you could say something like that is the collective mind. But you know, when I talk about your mind, it's your response to it. You're
Mhm.
making it as if it's true. That's
Mhm.
that's happening in your mind, as in, let's not even say your mind. Let's say your body's energy field.
Mhm.
Your body's energy field, like that. Okay, and your body's energy field, you have a particular response to it. You either take it as true or recognize that it's a projection, and that's will change your energy field. That will shift your energy field drastically, whether you take it as true or recognize it's a projection.
Mhm.
Okay, anything that you take as true, it kind of like closes you down. That's
Mhm.
your free will to be limited.
Mhm.
Okay, but you're actually unlimited. Okay.
Yeah, it's just that, people. I nearly got dragged into an argument recently
Fun.
about whether vaccines cause autism or not, and whether vaccines are useful to prevent disease or not. And
Funny.
found myself not wanting to talk about it because basically, I don't know for sure, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's not relevant.
what would you
Not
say
one bit
about
relevant.
this? Wouldn't you say that neither statement is true?
Yep. Because all the argument is two opinions
Mm-hmm.
about material things. It's like two opinions. This causes this. This doesn't cause it. It can't cause anything. It can't do anything. It also can't cause any immunity. It doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
It is totally neutral. Everything we perceive is completely neutral. It's projection of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So when people are talking about stuff like that, all I do is listen. I listen with my body. I noticed that, like when I was visiting California, I noticed, just being around different people that I'm normally around and stuff like that, noticing that these energies would come up that wanted argument, and sometimes arguments would occur right in front of me, and I would just literally feel what that feels like. And then once the argument stops, which it usually doesn't last long, then we just go back to having a conversation that's a different vibration.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I'll be with, say, three people, and two of them will totally be like right there, kind of like having this argument about which opinion is correct, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
just be there experiencing that energy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll notice that it'll kind of like dissipate, and then we'll just go back to a different subject that's light. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How interesting. There's something to think about because that
That makes
involves
it fun, huh?
all arguments, not just this one.
All arguments. That's right. All
Although I'm
arguments.
having a hard time letting go of physics and chemistry.
Yeah. So that's part of your identity. When you say it'll be hard, you're saying it's part of my identity that I don't want to let go of.
Yes, true.
Yeah. So then that gives you opinions and something to argue about.
True. Oh my God.
Isn't that funny?
Everything is falling apart, Hope.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yulia. I appreciate you so much. I love you.
I love you too. Thank you so much too.
Aloha.
Aloha.
All right. Scott, I'm unmuting you, Scott. Aloha.
Hey, have I been demuted?
I can barely hear you. Maybe I'll turn my thing up over here. And maybe you'll move closer to whatever it is you're speaking into.
Yeah, it looks like let's see. That make any difference? No?
Not really. You're coming in a little bit blurry.
Oh, well, let me do something. I'm going to switch computers.
Okay.
I'll let you know when I do that.
All right, just raise your hand once again when you're ready.
Okay, bye.
Yay. Yeah, in case you didn't hear that, Scott, raise your hand once again when you're ready. It was super trippy sounding. It was like wah, 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 like that. Okay. Feedback, Lori says. Okay, that's the word. Thanks, Lori. um, Well, something came up right before I started, asking to talk about stealing, like stealing energy. So what is that? What is that? Like we can't really steal energy from anyone but our own body's energy field, let's say. You can't really steal it from another person like it seems like. But a lot of the times in our relating, we unconsciously want to steal, as in take something, get something for ourselves. Whether that be attention or love or money or stability, wanting to get something from another person. Okay, and a lot of marriages are entered into like this. It's like trying to get something complete that makes us feel complete. And so what happens is that ends up resulting in relating with people in a way that's not comfortable. And you know, one reflection of that would be feeling as if that other person is harming you in some way. Maybe it seems like they're taking advantage of you. Maybe it seems like they're a really bad partner. Anything like that will show you your own expectations, your own trying to take, instead of just being with that person as yourself, just loving that person as yourself. And that's why a lot of relationships get so choppy, because you know, it's like both parties are making a projection for how the other one should be, and then they're pointing out what they're doing wrong, instead of just being with someone however they are and letting them show how they are and you show how you are, and that's just natural. And whether you're drawn together or apart isn't a decision that you can make. No one can make that decision, because mind energy attracts. Mind energy attracts for the purpose of playing out patterns. That's from the ego's perspective. And you know, it could be transformed to our real purpose, our loving purpose, which is to heal our mind. So that's what we're missing. It's like these relationships, we try to use them to get something in the material world, you know, whether that be comfort or you know, an identity, like I'm a married person, you know, or some kind of stability, anything like that. If we're using someone like that, it's going to show up. And that could be anyone. That could be a cashier at the grocery store. You know, if you walk up to the cashier at the grocery store and all you want to do is use her body, you feel like you're in a hurry and you need to get out of there, so you just want to use her body to like rush you out of there. That's also stealing. Okay? It's like every single person that comes into our experience, it's a reflection of our own beliefs. It's almost like, you know, the psychics say it like you made an agreement beforehand to play that out together, so that each of you could see what you're holding. Okay? So if there's a willingness to always have a connection with yourself, all yourself, and not try to use anything, then you're not in that energy of stealing. And everything that comes, the people that come, you could actually feel that they are a blessing in every single way, and you know, gratitude just kind of starts to emanate from you. Okay? So there's nothing to get out of anyone. There's nothing to get, okay? And no relationships have to be a certain way. Just be open and receive. I love you. Scott, you are once again unmuted. Yay!
Got any
I
better?
hear you. Yes, you don't
Good.
sound like a weird noise.
Good. Well, I've been called a weird that noise before, so no
Yeah.
issue there. Hey, congratulations!
Right.
Congratulations to both
Thank
you and
you.
Lori.
Yeah. That's
Reading
awesome.
on- I was reading on the internet that you're both having twins. Congratulations!
Oh my goodness, that thought totally crossed my mind too. Because I have had friends who that happened to, like where they've had like well, one lady who I used to work with who used to be my boss, she ended up having like 8 kids, and they're like all spread out, and just like mine are all spread out too, and then the last ones were twins. And she was like around probably around my age when that happened.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, you hear about it happening.
Yep, for sure. So, that definitely crossed my mind, and there wasn't even a flinch to that. It was kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm hearing that you're not sure at this stage, but if it is the case, a hearty congratulations. We shall see.
Yeah, we will. We'll really believe it when the belly grows. The boobs already grew, but we'll really start believing it when the belly grows.
Yeah. It was. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
And we're like, yep, this is all right. Let's get ready for this one. Have fun. Call a midwife and stuff.
All right. Well, I've got a couple of questions for you. I'll make it quick.
Okay.
I think you've already kind of danced all around this when talking about love versus fear, but we've talked about our thoughts, our beliefs. Everything is a projection of what's in the mind, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we kind of watch our projections unfold on the movie screen of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've heard other, we all know there is a zillion different paths up the mountain of getting back home, if you will. I've heard in other perspectives that suggest everything in the movie is predetermined. It's already been shot. It's a done deal. It's just unfolding at this point. And our thoughts, we have nothing to do with our thoughts at all. It's just, you got it? So that differs a little bit from your message, and I know neither is right or wrong. I'm just trying, of course, I'm very much in the mind, and I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm laying down now.
Yeah.
I hope you guys don't mind. I got a little bit tired standing up.
Sorry I wore you out with that question.
No, I love that question. I think that's a really fun question. And they do reconcile. Both of those views, they actually do reconcile. Yeah, because see, this is not the only dimension of experience that's already been written. Okay? So the thing is, you're switching dimensions of experience every time that you allow it to lighten up. Basically allowing your load to lighten up, taking the burden off. You're allowing for a different dimension of experience, and all the dimensions have already been written. So there you are. Okay?
Different dimensions.
You're actually in all those dimensions. You're actually in all the dimensions that have ever been written, anytime, ever. And this lifetime has a countless, maybe unlimited dimensions already written. Our limited mind doesn't really grasp that very well, but if you're open to it, you'll start to your mind will well, let's say the clouds will clear away from your mind, and you'll perceive with clarity this.
Okay. So there are many dimensions that are pre-written. However, in this dimension that I happen to be in, I do have choice over choosing love or fear.
That's right, and that's your power. That's your power. That's your transcending power. So say it's written in the dimension you're presently traveling, for one way to say it. Say it's written that next week you're going to have a car accident. Say that's written. in this particular dimension that you're traveling. If there is a certain whatever it's pre-written amount of purification that happens, that becomes unnecessary because you just switched dimensions. Now you're in a different reality or a different dream, let's say, because it's not reality, it's all dream. Okay?
Yeah. In which
Yeah.
case the accident would not happen.
That's right.
Okay. Okay.
Because
Got
it would not be necessary. It would not be necessary.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Question number 2.
Yeah.
Last week, you had a
Mhm.
great conversation with Bob, which
Yeah.
I'd like to thank him for his contribution to. You said something like you mentioned you mentioned a third person named Michelle, and you said Michelle. You said Michelle is your projection. She is not.
Yeah.
She is not projecting anything onto you. And what came up for me. What came up for me is, how do we discern when we're projecting on the other versus the other is projecting onto us?
It's not no one's projecting onto each other because nothing leaves your energy field. It's not going anywhere.
Well, you said, and I'm paraphrasing, I might not have this exactly right, but what I have written here is Michelle is your projection.
Yes.
So
Yes.
say more about that, please.
Okay, cool. So every person that people are basically structures of thought, okay?
Yeah.
And they are ourself at the same time. The energy that moves and breathes them. That's ourself. Okay? So whatever we perceive of them is not who they are, and it's not anything that they did or anything like that. It's our own projection. It's a projection of our own mind.
I love that. And there's so much liberation in that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And you can feel it in your relationships, and you recognize where conflict is not even possible for you. There's no one to be in conflict with.
Okay, hit me with that one more time. We don't.
Say the question one more time. What's your question?
How do we discern when we're projecting onto the other versus the other is projecting onto us?
Yeah, no one projects onto anyone. The projection, again, doesn't leave its source. It seems to be going out somewhere, but it's not going anywhere. You're always projecting onto ourselves.
Okay. And that
So
creates
basically, go ahead.
and that creates the movie we then experience.
Yes, that's right. Yep. And so it's like the projection onto her is that she's wrong. That's the real projection. Whatever she did and everything like that, that's just a story to trigger whatever it is that makes you feel like she's wrong. But she's not really there like that. That projection is immediately onto your own energy body that says you're wrong.
Yeah. Because it's what the subconscious is seeing in ourself that gets reflected onto the movie screen.
Yes, that's right. That's right. No one's doing anything to anyone.
Right.
We're all making something up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I feel
Then you
complete.
can hear people. Then you can hear people when people are saying, you know what, when you did that, it made me feel like this. You can hear them. You can feel them.
Yeah.
And you don't have to get defensive.
Yeah. All right. Well, you look pretty relaxed there.
I know. That's another thing that I noticed is like, okay, it's time for me to lay down. I was like, okay, I'll lay down now.
All right. I'll let you go. Thank you once again. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I love you. Aloha.
Have a good night.
You too. Let's see. This guy doesn't want to go away. Would you like to stop sharing your webcam and hide other webcams? No, I would not like to do that, so I'm going to say no to that. All right. So I think we are complete for the day. I don't see any more hands, and I don't see any more questions, and everyone was totally awesome, and I had a lot of fun, and I love you, And I'm going to keep on coming back next week and next week and next week. So, hooray! Aloha!